What's going on, you guys? My name is Morgan, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to have a bit of a story time. So this has happened probably 3 times in the last, well, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years. Maybe longer than that. I think the last time it happened was back in 2021, I think. And this originally happened with Dot because Dot was in our car, and she was in the back, and she tore her nail. Her nail got stuck in the fabric of the car, and she tore her nail off. Well, a couple years later, I think this was, again, back in 2021, because she passed away in 2021, because her and Ruby got about a year together, and it's raining outside. I'm sorry, forgive the rain. In Texas, the weather is real, real nasty right now because of snow, among other things. But as I was saying, this has happened a few times in the last few years. The worst was with, well, okay, I can't say the worst, but it happened with Dot, and every time we've had this happen, it's been a clean break. Usually, if it's not a clean break, you have to go in for surgery, and the bone can be shattered. I mean, there could be all kinds of things wrong. So we've been lucky all 3 times, and hopefully we stay lucky, and hopefully this stops happening, but you never really know. So last time it happened, it was with Hershey. Hershey tore her back nail off because Hershey's nails are super weird on her back feet. They curl down instead of curling out. So they're complicated to cut, but I get them cut. They have to be cut like every week or every 2 weeks. But one of her nails had curled down, and she tore her nail out. So I'm at home. I'm working on the computer, doing some stuff with the dogs, just working in general. And Rue is licking me. Well, I had just eaten, so I figured, okay, there's something on me. You know, nothing could possibly be wrong. There just has to be something on me, right? Rue couldn't have possibly done anything, and I'm not thinking about anything, but my pants are wet. She's licking my pants. That's why I thought, okay, I just got food on me because the dogs will lick me no matter what if I get food on me. So I'm not thinking much of it. But she keeps licking, and she keeps licking, and it's starting to aggravate me a little bit, and it's starting to distract me because I'm trying to work on something. So I'm finally like, okay, well, what the heck is going on? Because she's not stopping. Even when I try to get her to stop, she's still not stopping. So I look down, and there's blood on me, and I'm like, okay, well, she's got to be in heat because it's about the time for her to be in heat, right? It's about time for her second heat cycle. That's not what it is. So I look around. I check her. She's not in heat. That's not where the blood is coming from. So I check her, and something happens. I got to cut her nails, but let me see if I can get her up there to the camera. Let's see. See that? She's missing a nail. So I'm freaking out because I just ran out of quick powder. So I'm freaking out. Now, there are other things that help with bleeding in terms of stopping bleeding in terms of dogs. I don't know if it works on people. I'm assuming it works on people, but flour and Vaseline both work to stop bleeding when you don't have quick powder. Quick powder, I can't get at PetSmart or Petco. I can never find it. I have to go to Pet Supplies Plus or get it online. I had not gotten a chance to go to Pet Supplies Plus because, as you all know, I've been moving. So it's been a bit of a nightmare. So I'm like, okay, this is just lovely, right? She's bleeding real bad, and nails bleed really, really bad, especially when you pull them out, and just like she's starting to bleed again. She's still licking it to this day, so she's starting to bleed again now, but it's not bad, so it's still in there. I'm probably going to have to go rewrap her foot because I did end up wrapping her foot to help with the bleeding to make sure it stopped, but she's still licking it. But so I'm like, okay, so I text Chris, and I'm like, okay, 911. And I text him that when something happens, whether I fall or something with the dogs is going on. So I text him 911, and I pick Rue up, and I race inside because I'm eating lunch. I made macaroni, so that's why I figured, okay, she's just licking, like I got cheese on my pants, that's what she's licking. No, that's not what she's licking. So I run inside. I'm like, 911, something's wrong. Fix it. We need to fix it. But I'm like freaking out. Because she's bleeding, and there's blood everywhere, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm out of quick powder, so what the heck do I do? Quick powder, usually when you cut the dog's nails too short, you use quick powder. But it is good to stop bleeding, but I prefer to use flour because, with the quick powder, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt to get off when it's time to come off, and it can cause infection, depending on how deep and what you are using it for. I used it on Zeus's head when we had that one problem just to get him to the vet. Never again, stuff like that. But so I'm telling him, just get the Vaseline. So he gets the Vaseline. We put the Vaseline on her foot, and we actually have to wrap her foot in a bandage. So this is the worst it's been. With Hershey, it wasn't this bad. With Dot, it was pretty bad. Dot was elderly. but we were right by a Pet Supplies Plus. But I'm freaking out because I have nothing to clean it with. I have nothing to do. I have alcohol, I have hydrogen peroxide, but that's not the point. That's not going to stop the bleeding. Luckily, we do have Vaseline always for work purposes, not for me, but for him. And well, sometimes with the puppies too. When the puppy gets stuck. But I haven't had to use that. Luckily, we had no problems. But anyway, so it's just a big mess. There's blood everywhere. But luckily, we get her all fixed up. She is better, but her foot is still hurting her, which of course, I mean, it's gonna be sore. But it doesn't help that she's still licking her foot. So this has happened this is the third time this has happened in the last few years. Hopefully it never happens again, because sometimes you can shatter the bone and the dog does need surgery if you don't get it all out, because that can cause infection. So we're very lucky. Oh, and it did happen with Cream, so we're going to make that 4 times. It has happened 4 times. No, Cream's actually wasn't tore all the way off. Cream's just tore hers a little bit, but it wasn't tore all the way off. She had just clipped her nail a little bit from chewing on her nail, so that's wrong. It's 3 times. But it is just a big pain in the butt. 3 times in the last few years, probably 3 times in the last 4 years. Never want it to happen again. It's just a horrible experience all the way around. So if you have dogs, keep Vaseline, flour, and quick powder, because you never know when this is going to happen. If you do your own dog nails, you're going to want to be prepared for it. Quick powder is a lifesaver, but so is flour. So make sure you have those on hand if you have dogs and you do your own nails, or just in general, because quick flour comes in a pinch when it comes to bleeding. But anyways, that's a tip for y'all. Keep the flour on hand if you have dogs, because you never know what could happen, and you can use the flour for small lacerations, not for like these big cuts. No, just small things. And for quick powder, and it helps with like nail trimmings too. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I got to go deworm the puppy. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.